Rejection hurts. No matter how strong you are, how beautiful, how self-aware, you feel it in your chest like a punch you didn't see coming. It's that sting in the silence, that sharp inhale when you realize he's not choosing you, not texting back, not loving you the way you thought he would. And suddenly, all that confidence you worked so hard to build, it feels like it's collapsing in slow motion. But here's the truth. High-value women get rejected too. The difference is, they handle it like power, not punishment. Because rejection is not proof of your inadequacy. It's a redirection of your energy. A high-value woman doesn't beg for clarity, doesn't unravel in self-doubt, and doesn't start shrinking just to fit into someone else's comfort zone. When she hears no, when she feels the distance, when she sees a man pulling away, she doesn't chase. She doesn't fight to be seen. She becomes even more visible by disappearing. Because the woman who doesn't flinch when someone rejects her, that's the woman people remember. You don't teach people to value you through your words. You teach them through your absence, through the silence that echoes louder than your begging ever could. When someone shows you they can't choose you, they've given you a gift, not a wound. And the high-value woman receives that gift with grace, not because she doesn't feel, but because she's trained herself not to take things personally. Rejection is rarely about you. It's about where they are in life, what they're afraid of, what they're not ready to confront. But most women, when they feel rejected, they internalize it. They start asking, what did I do wrong? Was I not pretty enough? Did I come on too strong? Should I have waited longer? Was I too emotional? And they spiral into self-blame like it's some kind of ritual. But a high-value woman pauses. She breathes. She lets herself feel the sting, but she doesn't spiral. She knows that rejection is not a reflection of her value. It's a reflection of misalignment. She's not interested in proving her worth to someone whose vision is too small to see it. Because when you know your value, rejection doesn't destabilize you. It filters your path. It removes the unworthy. It clears the space for something better. And most of all, it sharpens your self-respect. You see, emotional discipline isn't about pretending you're fine. It's about choosing your response from a place of power, not panic. Most people react to rejection with noise, with texting, with over-explaining, with desperate attempts to undo what's already been revealed. But the woman who values herself doesn't try to convince anyone, because the moment you start convincing, you're already losing. You don't want someone who needs persuading. You want someone who sees your worth the moment you walk into the room and feels lucky that you even gave them your time. So when he says he's not ready, when he ghosts you, when he gives you mixed signals, when he says, it's not you, it's me, don't argue, don't analyze, don't wait. Just exit, quietly, powerfully, with your head high and your energy intact. Because when you try to fight rejection, you betray yourself. You begin to abandon your standards to keep a connection that was never solid to begin with. You lower your frequency just to feel chosen, and that, right there, is the moment you lose your power. But the high-value woman never loses her power. Even in heartbreak, she stands taller. Even in silence, she speaks louder. Because she knows. Rejection is redirection. Rejection is protection. Rejection is revelation. He showed you something. And instead of trying to repaint the picture, she frames it. She looks at it. She learns. And then she lets it go. Because what most women don't realize is this: the faster you detach from what isn't meant for you, the faster you attract what is. But if you stay stuck, trying to fix, trying to force, trying to be good enough, you delay your own evolution. You freeze in time, hoping someone will come back and love you better. But love doesn't work like that. Real love isn't something you have to fight to keep. It's something that shows up fully, consistently, fearlessly. And if he couldn't give you that, then losing him isn't your loss, it's your liberation. So stop calling it rejection. Start calling it release. Release from someone who didn't see you. Release from a connection built on potential, not reality. Release from the version of you that thought you had to earn love through sacrifice. Because the woman you're becoming, she doesn't need to beg. She doesn't settle. She doesn't lose sleep over someone who couldn't handle her fullness. She celebrates rejection like it's the fire that forges her next level. She doesn't suppress the pain. She alchemizes it, turns it into power, turns it into clarity. She doesn't write sad paragraphs. She rewrites her story. One where she never again overextends for someone emotionally unavailable. One where her peace becomes more valuable than anyone's attention. The high-value woman isn't ice cold. She's just emotionally intelligent. She knows how to feel the ache without losing her mind. She knows how to miss someone and still choose herself. She knows that walking away is not weakness, it's wisdom. And when she walks, she doesn't slam the door. She doesn't throw a scene. She doesn't post cryptic messages on social media. She vanishes. Her silence becomes the closure. Her absence becomes the answer. Because nothing haunts someone more than the woman who didn't beg to stay. And if he ever comes back, and yes, they always try to come back when they feel that shift, she doesn't melt. She doesn't reopen the wound. She doesn't replay the fantasy. She looks at him with calm eyes and a closed door. Not because she's bitter, but because she remembers who she was before she forgot her power. That's the shift. Rejection doesn't break her. It reintroduces her to herself. She becomes sharper, softer, stronger. She doesn't rush into the next distraction. She sits with the discomfort. She breathes through the ache. And then she builds. Not walls, but standards. Not fear, but focus. Because every time you're rejected, the universe is asking you, do you want what you had, or do you want what you deserve? And the high-value woman always chooses the latter. She chooses alignment over attention. She chooses peace over potential. She chooses herself over any man who makes her question her worth. So when rejection comes, and it will, don't panic. Don't perform. Don't beg. Pause. Rise. Detach. And remember, he didn't reject you. He released you. And maybe, just maybe, that was the most loving thing he ever did. Because now you're free. And a woman who is free is unstoppable.